Something strange is happening in the compact handgun market right now, and almost nobody is talking about it. While everyone is fighting over the same 2 or 3 hyped-up pistols, some of the best concealed carry guns ever made are sitting in display cases collecting dust, and their prices are dropping. The guys lining up for the latest release are paying premium dollars for marginal upgrades. Meanwhile, the smart buyers are walking out with proven, reliable firearms for hundreds less. If you stick around for the next few minutes, you're going to know exactly which guns to grab before everyone else catches on. Let's start with one that gets overlooked constantly, and honestly, it makes no sense. The Smith & Wesson CSX is a 9mm micro-compact built right here in America, and it's one of the most interesting concealed carry pistols to come out in years. Most people walk right past it because it doesn't look like everything else on the shelf. It's got an external safety, an exposed hammer, and a square profile stainless steel slide that looks like it belongs in a different era. Guys see that and think it's outdated. Here's what they're missing. Smith & Wesson basically took everything people loved about the 1911, the crisp trigger, the manual safety, the solid metal feel, and crammed it into a package small enough to disappear in your waistband. You get 12 rounds of 9mm in the flush magazine, plus a 10-round mag for when you want maximum concealment. The frame uses a polymer grip module, so it stays light enough to carry all day without your belt sagging. And the reliability on this thing is rock solid. People are putting thousands of rounds through them with zero malfunctions. You can pick one up right now for $430 to $500 at most dealers, and I've seen them dip below $400 on sale for a gun that shoots this well and carries this easy. That is a steal. Their loss is your massive gain. Next up is the Taurus GX4, a 9mm subcompact out of Brazil that has absolutely no business being this good at this price. Let's be honest, Taurus used to have a reputation problem. Go back 10 or 15 years and people would laugh you out of the gun shop for even mentioning the name. That stigma still lingers, and it's the exact reason this gun sits on shelves while people spend twice as much on something that doesn't shoot any better. The GX4 holds 11 rounds of 9mm in a package barely bigger than your hand. The trigger pull is genuinely impressive for this price point, smooth with a clean break that makes follow-up shots fast and predictable. You get a bright fiber optic front sight right out of the box, ambidextrous slide stop, and a double action-only firing mechanism that means this gun goes bang every single time you pull the trigger. No worrying about safeties or decocking livers. Is the finish as pretty as a $500 German pistol? No. But you can drag this thing to the range every weekend, feed it the cheapest ammo you can find, and it just does not care. The Taurus GX4 runs between $240 and $300 at most retailers right now. For what you'd spend on one high-end compact, you could buy 2 of these and have enough left over for a case of ammo to train with. If you're on a budget and you need a reliable everyday carry gun, stop overthinking it. Now here's one for the shooters who want something a little more refined. The Heckler & Koch VP9SK is a 9mm subcompact from Germany, and it is arguably the best-built polymer handgun in this size class. The reason most people don't buy it is simple: the price tag. When you can get a Glock or a Smith & Wesson for significantly less, it's hard to justify spending more on a name. But if you've ever actually held a VP9SK, you know the difference immediately. The fit and finish on this gun is nearly flawless. Every surface, every control, every line feels deliberate and precise. It comes with a tritium fiber optic front sight, which means you can pick up your sight picture in broad daylight or pitch darkness without bolting on aftermarket parts. The accessory rail lets you mount a light or laser right out of the box, and the ergonomics are unmatched. HK's grip design lets you swap back straps and side panels to custom fit the gun to your hand like it was made for you. This gun runs $550 to $650 depending on the configuration and where you shop. That's real money, no question. But you're getting a pistol that will look and function like new after years of hard use. If you buy once and buy right, this is the one that never needs replacing. If you're getting value from this breakdown, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. Most of our viewers aren't subscribed yet, and it takes half a second. It helps us keep making these videos so you keep finding the best deals. Alright, let's keep going. The Springfield Armory Hellcat is a 9mm micro-compact made in the USA, and this one genuinely changed the game when it launched. For a while it was the hottest gun in every shop, but now that newer models have grabbed the spotlight, prices have settled and availability is everywhere. That works in your favor. The Hellcat packs 11 rounds flush and 13, with the extended magazine into a pistol so small it practically vanishes in a pocket holster. The grip texture is aggressive enough that the gun locks into your hand even when your palms are sweaty, and the full-length guide rod keeps the recoil surprisingly manageable for something this tiny. What really sets this apart is the optics-ready slide. You can mount a micro red dot sight directly onto the gun without any milling or modification. 3 years ago, that kind of setup on a carry gun would have cost you over $1,000. Now you can grab a standard Hellcat for $450 to $520, or step up to the RDP model with the red dot and compensator already installed for around $600 to $680. Either way, you're getting a premium shooting experience in a gun that disappears under a t-shirt. That is hard to beat at any price. The Glock 43-X needs almost no introduction, but it still gets passed over more than you'd think. It's a 9mm slim frame compact from Glock's lineup, and the reason some buyers skip it is almost funny. They think it's boring. No fancy features, no flashy marketing, just a plain-looking Glock, and that's exactly why it's one of the most trusted concealed carry guns on the planet. You get 10 rounds flush with the option to run aftermarket magazines that push it to 15. The slim profile means it sits flat against your body without printing through your clothes. It's light enough to carry from sunrise to midnight without noticing it's there. And it's a Glock, which means you can run thousands and thousands of rounds through it. Neglect the cleaning schedule, toss it in a range bag with loose ammo rattling around, and it will fire every single time. If you want a sight upgrade, the 43-MOS version lets you mount a micro red dot without any gunsmithing. The standard model runs $420 to $480, and the MOS sits around $500 to $550. There is a reason law enforcement, military veterans, and everyday carriers keep coming back to this platform. It works, period. Last on this list is the Sig Sauer P365, the 9mm subcompact from New Hampshire that essentially created the modern micro-compact category. Before Sig dropped this gun, nobody believed you could fit 10 rounds of 9mm into something this small. Then everyone else scrambled to catch up. Some people have moved on to the XL or the X Macro variants, which means the original P365 is easier to find and more affordable than it's been in years. The gun holds 10 rounds flush, and you can run 12 or 15 round extended magazines if you want more capacity. It shoots flat, the trigger is crisp and short, and the overall package is so compact that people with smaller hands finally have a serious defensive pistol that actually fits. If you've got bigger hands, this might feel cramped, so try before you buy. But for the vast majority of shooters, this is the gold standard in ultra-compact carry guns. You can find the original P365 for $430 to $500 right now. At that price, it remains one of the most proven and most carried handguns in the country. Many experienced shooters will still tell you flat out that nothing else in this size class comes close. Every single gun on this list is a smart purchase. Not because of hype, not because some influencer told you to buy it, but because each one delivers real performance at a price that makes sense. The guy's overpaying for the latest limited edition or standing in line for a pistol that does the exact same thing as what's already on the shelf. That's hype buying. You're smarter than that. Match the gun to your hand, your carry style and your budget, and you'll walk out of that shop knowing you made the right call.